We got in some new coffees. I'm very excited. We've got a Costa Rican. It is from Terrazoo. The farm is called Tres Milagros, 3 Miracles. I had to look that up. Jared's score, 87.13. High scoring coffee. Exciting. I got another coffee. It's a Guatemalan. Nothing too exciting there. Chocolate flavors, sweet. I'm going to use it to blend into my Tiger Claw, which is going to be my, yearly medium blend Omni Roast offer throughout the year. So I'm always looking for coffees to work into that blend. So I'm going to do that. I've already did a sample run of that blend with the other 2 coffees that I use in it, and it seems to be doing good. So I'm going to use that coffee and try to develop a little bit more sweetness. I'm inspired by Champ Bros coffee. Really, really sweet cup. I really like that quality. I want to bring that out in my Tiger Claw and make it the sweetest cup I can make. But this Costa Rican, I'm very excited about this. I haven't had something like this since my last Costa Rican from Villa Sarchi, from the same cultivar. I don't know if it was the same farmer, but it's from the same cultivar, which is like the same varietal basically, but the varietal has been sort of engineered in a way. I think that's my understanding of cultivars versus varietals that are straight up like Bourbon or whatever. Sort of document for myself where I write down, the names that I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna have a document of all the green I buy. I copy a lot of the information from Hasea just to move it over into my stores, because once it's sold out on Hasea, they remove some information which I want to keep. So I want to put down price for sure, because when they sell out, they don't put the price anymore. And I'm like, oh, what was it again? What was the value of this coffee in terms of money? I like to put my own charge temp. A lot of times when you guys are seeing my charge temps on my Roastpath is not accurate. Okay, so I try to say it. Maybe I'll put it in the description, because I know it could be confusing. I don't want you to be confused for sure. Okay, so this coffee is going to finish quickly because he recommends to only roast it as a light roast. Okay, to me, when I've roasted coffees like this in the past, they roast quick. I have a very short development time because I want to maintain all of that origin flavor as much as possible without it being underdeveloped, right? So when I did my sample the other day, I was like, okay, I taste some really great tropical sangria juicy notes. That's what I put down here, right, for my sample. Now when I cup it for production or from a production roast, it's going to be a little different. I would imagine that my sample roast, because I don't have a lot of control with the Ikawa and my sample roaster, I want to go a little lighter than that. So when I'm at the roaster today, doing my production roast, I'm going to have that sample right next to when I'm pulling in the trier, and then I'll be like, I need to be lighter than this. I'm just saying this out loud so I remember, because sometimes, like I said in one of my other videos, I was I go into autopilot. I'm going to double check this in my notes when I head down to the coffee lab, what I was doing my last Villa Sarchi coffee at. So I got to look that up in another notebook, move forward from there. Okay, let's go do it. All right, check this coffee out. Look at the colors. Look how crazy that looks. This is the Costa Rican Tres Milagros Villa Sarchi Anaerobic Natural Centario Project. Wow. Crazy colors, eh? It's like you put naturals and wash together. Funny. This is the challenge, okay? So this is why it's a little bit of a challenge for me to go what is up with the charge? Let's figure it out. We're just going to do one today. We have a meeting at 9:30, so I need to kind of hustle. These naturals are tricky. You have to be gentle. No wonder why we roasted Villa Sarce at 350. I was like, really? I don't know. Let's see. Let's find out. Pioneer was the last Villa Sarce we had. Look at all the chaff. These naturals. Green to yellow. Went down to 1 kPa. Air to medium. And look at this. It's crazy. This brings me back to when I roasted Mr. Pablo. It was just a very gentle sort of roasting and just like barely hitting marks. That's such an amazing coffee. So we want to take it a little bit easier with this guy. I remember going way down to 1 kPa at 5 minutes and even lower as we approach first crack. Yeah, it seems like 370 seems too hot. But let's see. We don't know until we cup it, right? We gotta cup it. 407, 305. Okay. Getting some outliers. Too early. Way too early. Yeah, it was too hot. Alright, let's see what we can do. We're okay. Let's hit 3 minutes before at least. I remember Mr. Pablo was like, I needed to be at a whisper of heat when approaching first crack because it was, you know, so receptive to heat. I've been roasting a lot of naturals, so I've been cranking things, you know, just moving things all quick. I mean, did I say naturals? Washed. I've been roasting a lot of washed coffees. So now we have a bunch of naturals in the house. We got a very long middle. We're gonna get to a finishing temp of, I think 385, 86 is good. Again, like I said, I don't want to take it into any roasty territory. Like, I really just want to taste all that origin. $385.3. A long middle though. Very light color. Dude, 47%. Let's weigh it. Let's see. Oh my gosh. 370 was too hot. Well, maybe. Again, we don't know. We do not know, buddy. Save. We'll cup it. We'll grind some. We'll wait a couple hours. We'll grind some today. Taste it today. Wow. Whoa. Dude, right out the gate. Bursting with candied, fruity, candied like fruit. Okay, I feel good about it. I'm not too nervous anymore, so we're gonna taste it. If I did anything wrong, I don't know. That was encouraging. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna weigh it. I'll get back to you. 7 minutes in. Let's give these a whirl. Wow. Yo. Wow. So good. Oh, dude, we gotta serve this at Coffee Fest. It's just way too good. It's a little over roasted, but it's such a high quality of green that the acidity and the high notes are a more sweeter version of it. We're lacking a really high acidic cup, but it's, ooh, it is still there. It is candied, red candied. It's red candy, so a lot of tropical fruits. So think like mango, strawberry, tropical, and then think like some kind of vanilla ice cream underneath or something like that. There's a chocolate in there that's coming through now as it's cooling. We're at 10 minutes. Strawberries on a chocolate cake as it's cooling. Such a good coffee. Over roasted. Over roasted. When I checked the weight loss on this coffee, it was 14%. Way too much. That's basically medium territory for me. You know, that's how I would classify medium, is in the 14th percentile of weight loss. And so I felt it was a little just too quick, too much heat, too much energy coming into the roast. Okay, so now I was scrambling to fix that and lower the heat down. And then the management of heat became too hard, I think, for the middle. And so we came down a little too much, and we stalled the middle a little bit until we hit it at around 10 minutes, right? So we had a very late first crack. Wow, but it's still so much like red candy, like a tropical red candy, tropical red hard candy with the picture on it is like at the beach, tropical. It's still so good. This is the cool thing when you buy like more high quality green. It's hard to mess it up. Like you could see on this roast, it's pretty egregious, I would say, just looking at it. But if I didn't tell you about it, you'd still be like, whoa, this is a standout. Like this tastes unique, different, special. Jared scored at 87.13, right? So over 87 points. That's a big deal in coffee world. 86, you're like, okay, solid, good. I can expect a really good cup of coffee. When you reach 87, now you're like, oh, you're also paying for it too, okay? Now, scores like 85, 84 even, you're just really not going to be too excited about that cup. You're going to probably want to blend those. You probably want to make those super dark and just concentrate on all its chocolate roasty flavors if you have a market for that. Like this coffee right here. Chocolate. That's it. And a slight hint of bagginess, which makes me think it's not that it's old per se. Maybe it's old. But in that I didn't develop enough caramelization. So I would like to do what I did here. Here. A long middle phase. Long. And develop it just as well and get it into a like a medium dark territory. But good flavors. Good flavors of a high quality dark chocolate in this Guatemalan that we're going to work into our blend and maybe have a standout dark roast, just standard, like it's going to be that, you know. Yeah, it's got some good flavors in there. It's not like a paper bag, but there is some baggy quality in there that makes me believe that this is just a little bit underdeveloped. It needs to go darker. It needs to be more developed. Now this one, balanced by the sweetness of this caramelization that's happening, this vanilla ice cream that's happening. And I didn't particularly want that. I really wanted just bright, juicy stuff going on. Now, I think there's a line, for sure. I've got to cut off that middle sooner. This will all be a lot easier if I start correctly, meaning I have the right charge temp. I'm going to go with 360 on the next one. Maybe it should be 355. I just feel like 350 is so low. Okay, here's my compromise. I started at the highest I could possibly do, 369. Now, I'm going to start at the lowest I could possibly do, 350. I'm going to cup that. I'm going to have two extremes in terms of, you know, high end, low end. Cup that. I'll do that next time. And then see where I fall in the middle. Now, changing 5 degrees on the charge temp, does that really make a big difference? In my experience, I want to intuitively say no. I don't have any real data to show you that the answer is no, but like intuitively I want to say no. Because I'm not that precise on everything else that I do. I'm very craft about it. That's a nice way of saying it. So you cannot hate this coffee. You can't kick it out of bed for sure. Oh man. It's like strawberries with some ice cream in a sweet sugar cone or waffle cone. It's like all that. It's dessert on a hot summer day. I like it a lot. I knew I'd like it. I tend to trust Jared's scoring in that I know what it means too. It's not just like, oh, 87 good. It means that on certain levels there are things it just does better. Like, how do you judge as a newbie 87 versus 86 versus 85, 84? Like, what is really going on? What are those steps in between each tier when you move up the scoreboard? What does that really mean? And that's the question. So you cup and you cup and you cup and you try to interpret that and catalog what that means for you as a roaster, as somebody who's tasting coffees and stuff. You try to catalog it, and sometimes the catalog will get reorganized sometimes, which is good. Exciting. Okay, cool. Let's put this, lock it in, do another roast, and then find its profile. Okay, thanks. See you next one. Bye.